Perfect. All right, bro. So just to get things going, first and foremost, I know with this Corona stuff, I hope everyone is safe, everyone is healthy at home. I know it's been hard to stay inside, but what are some things you've been doing at home just to make yourself keep going and stay with the same routine?
I've been doing some body weight stuff at home. Taking a real old school push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, planks, and then I've been getting out in my backyard and doing some bands, throwing at a net. I've been keeping myself pretty busy. I've been going on long runs on a day that I don't throw, just so I don't do anything. Just so that I'm not home doing anything, like nothing at all. And then on days that I throw, I would throw first, get loose throw, and then I would go like long distance sprints, like 10 or 12 of them.
Yeah, I know. I saw a couple of videos on your Instagram, a lot with the Jaeger bands. I know those are key. And it's tough, bro. It's like no one really prepared for this, so like it's not like you have you couldn't even buy like a lot of weights, or anything to be at home. So it's real tough. You can always run and stuff like that, but someone like your goal, I know your goal was to put on mass, and a lot of your velocity numbers came up. But heavy weights and heavy resistance is key. But as of right now, you don't have access to that. So being able to get your work in during these circumstances is definitely tough. So I definitely commend you trying to do as much as you can. Even same here, bro. Like same thing, push-ups. Your core mobility is key. That's one thing I could definitely recommend. You're probably like laying down a lot or sitting down a lot, so making sure like your arm is loose. Because we never know, right? They extended this quarantine from May 15th before it was supposed to be this month, so you don't really know when you're gonna get thrown. So same thing with the pro guys. You could just imagine like they have to keep going because once they say the season is gonna go, they're gonna have to go 110% already. So you could definitely have a lot of injury. So I was looking forward to this interview because we knew each other for a long time. You knew my brother for a while, so it's really cool to see where you are today. I'm gonna show you a lot of pictures. We're gonna go from where you started. I'm gonna ask you like where you started playing baseball and stuff like that. So on your YouTube, you should be able to see. Right now, you should see your first. I believe that's your first team, Paulino. Is that Paulino over there?
Yes, Paulino. That's the first team I played on.
Paulino, and what's it under? I believe that was a Bulldogs jersey.
That was the Bulldog. That was my uncle's team. That's the first team my uncle opened up. Because he's a baseball guy. He played baseball himself. And when they got here to the United States, he was going to have his baseball team. So once me and my cousin got old enough, he opened up his baseball team.
And is that baseball was the first sport you played?
Baseball was the first sport I played. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. And you said what your uncle came from DR and then you started the team?
Yeah. So he was here for a while before that. He had my cousins and all. But he always he was a baseball guy, so he couldn't wait till we got older. So he could start us up. And we finally did get older, and there you go. At 5 years old, that picture right there, where by 5 years old, he had us in a league playing. And then by the time he turned 7 to 8, he had his own team. Once he got the hang of it after coaching, he got his own team.
So where did you go to middle school?
I went to Charter School of Educational Excellence in Yonkers.
And did they have a baseball team or no?
Yeah, we had a baseball team there as well.
And you played basketball there too, right?
I played basketball in middle school as well. Yeah.
Did you? Well, first off, I know you ended up going to Hayes. What made you go to Hayes in the first place?
Honestly, I had a cousin that was in Hayes, and I used to go to my cousin's games, and he's my older cousin. I look up to him. He played baseball with me as well, and Paulino, I was really good for my age, so I would play up with him. So me and my cousin were very close. His name was Eduardo. Me and him were very close. So he went to Hayes, and he told me yo, you should come to my high school. And I was like, tell your coach, man, tell your coach. And then that happened, and I told my middle school coach, 8th grade year came, he asked me, what high school do you want to go to? And I told him Cardinal Hayes right away. I was wearing, Cardinal Hayes gears in, 7th, 6th grade. So he was like, all right, we'll reach out to them, and they came to watch it a couple times, including the championship game in middle school. I actually had a perfect game in the championship game across the street from Hayes.
Yeah, so
last game of my team.
So it was Hayes all the way. You weren't even thinking
Aloes.
I
wasn't thinking nowhere else, no.
Yeah, that's what's up. Because I could just imagine. Things a little bit different, but I'm gonna get to this later on. But you were very low key. You know what I'm saying? You were very, very low key. You were a tremendous athlete in middle school. You had good grades, but you were very low key in the beginning. So for Hayes to like land you like that, I mean Hayes should really give your cousin like full props on everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you really helped turn that program around for sure. Because I think you helped give a lot of people confidence, and obviously that leadership is there. And I noticed it. I noticed it because Hayes is my rival. I went to Mount St. Michael, so I know coming from Hayes, that was our rival school. But over time, seeing the talent that's coming out of there, and your coaches, man, your coaches are awesome. Your coaches are awesome. Like they're really good guys. As coaching Scanlon, I was able to interact with them, and they're always helpful. They're always giving me tips on recruiting and whatnot. And I just see the vibes of the team. They respect the coach. And what's the brother's name? He's a brother, right?
Yeah, brother Sherlock. That's brother Sherlock.
Dude, he might be the nicest guy I ever met.
Yeah, he's the nicest guy on earth.
He might be the nicest guy I ever met, bro. Like I don't even see him get upset at all.
Yeah, he doesn't get mad forever with anything.
Yeah. So, Scanlon was able to play you in the fall, and I think you pitched. Out of all people to pitch against Scanlon, you go up to the mound, and I think our stat line was we hit 1 ground ball out, and I think we hit 2 foul balls. So I told him, it was a win in my book. It was a win in my book. We were able to hit a ground ball and 2 foul balls off of you. So that was cool, man. That was a good fall, man. It was a shame that the season got canceled. I was looking forward to face you guys and just see you guys on the field and whatnot. A lot of good guys, Nick, Egger, a lot of good talent coming from there. So it was
a bummer, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. I could just imagine. Like you could touch on it. I'll ask you how do you feel about all that stuff? Like, do you think it's gonna affect you a little bit when it comes to the draft, or
It's kind of something. It's kind of something that I feel like all prospects should like kind of be. I'm pretty sure I've spoken to a couple of guys. I'm pretty sure like in the group chat we discussed like a lot of guys are like worried, and going from 40 rounds to 5.
Yeah.
It's a drastic change. It's the drastic change. It's like it's kind of something like to keep in mind. But college is the goal. College. My family's big on education, so like. I'm not too concerned. I can't. I'm not trying to focus on things that I can't control, but what I can't control
100%.
is that what I do today, what I do tomorrow. So whatever happens with that happens, and it's always been a dream to play professional baseball. Like that's the reason why I play it. But then again, like I know that even if I do attend St. John's University, like I'll be eligible to get drafted on my sophomore year of college. So there's no rush. Take it.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. You really can't do much of what you can't control. I know one of the last things that I told my players is like, you really got to take every practice and every game like it's your last. And I think it's the perfect example of like why you really got to let it all out on the field when you play or when you practice. Because like who really thought this was gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Who really thought that the spring season was gonna cancel like this?
Exactly. For me right now, I'm missing all the boys. I'm missing all the guys, and it's almost like. This time period, I'm pretty sure everyone's thinking the same thing. Like we take a lot of things for granted, like being able to go outside, like freely, and just buy a sandwich or fast food, whatever it is. Like you have to do that carefully now. So I'm pretty sure everybody globally is thinking like, I know for me certainly, I'm thinking like I take a lot of things for granted, like my teammates. Like we're all cool and stuff. But I never realized that like by the instinct that I was expecting the season to go by, and go through it that way. But then look, it got taken from us, and now it's like I wish like we could have done a lot more. We like I should have. Now I'm wishing I would have enjoyed every single moment on the field. With them like.
Yeah. Are you so? If you look at the screen now, can you see your jersey? What year is that? Is that sophomore?
That was my sophomore year.
And did you play varsity all 4 years or?
Yeah, I started off on the JV team my freshman year, and they moved me up halfway through the season, so I played varsity all 4 years of high school.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's real good. And I know, so the next thing I want to show you here is a little video. This is where I met you first. This is where I first met you back when TM was open in the Bronx. And this is where I met you. You were able to play with my brother. And who's coaching you right now, if you remember? Can you see him?
But he definitely worked with the Mets there. I don't remember his name.
Was it Hector Barrios?
Yes, there you go.
Hector Barrios? Okay.
There you go.
Do you remember like what? It's funny, man, because like I watched making this, getting this together. I watched a lot of your videos, and even at a young age, you really had really sound mechanics. You know, you really just using your body, and it looks like here he's just telling you to lengthen your stride.
Yeah, to get out there more. I remember that. Yeah, that was my first time coming to TM school. It was a great experience.
Yeah. So and then you can see a picture right there. You have your catcher's gear. Were you always a pitcher? What's up?
No, I was a catcher. I was a catcher, a shortstop, a center fielder, and I thought that my forward for my fifth position was pitching. I didn't think I was gonna end up being a pitcher, man. But hey, here we are.
No, I know. And then this is a good time to like really bring it up. And I always tell you this. And every time we talk about you, my brother and I, we always bring this up. And it's like I always tell you that without mentioning any names, you had a lot of guys or coaches on your side that kind of like doubted you, like never really, for some reason saying that they couldn't see the potential in you or for whatever reason. And then again, you're a sophomore in high school, so it's like if anybody that has a baseball mind sees, a tall, lanky kid, with that throws the ball well, of course you're gonna see any projectability. And I remember, I don't know if you remember it, but I remember being in that hotel room. It was my brother, you, and maybe a couple other guys, and I was telling you, I was like, yo, dude, if you really put them, the mind to the muscle, you can really make an impact in this game. You could really go far in this game. And I do tell that to a lot of kids that I work with that I see potential. I'm like, yo, if you really put in work, you could go far in this game. And not many kids have done that. Not many players have done that, but you're one of them. So that's one, I really look forward to, like, anything that I see you put. Like, I always think about, damn, man, like, I probably tell 100 kids, be like, yo, if you grind, you really grind, you could go far in this game. Like, you get what you want. And you actually did that. You know what I'm saying? You took advantage of the grind, bro. And I think this past summer, like, you blew up, like, for sure. Like, the experiences you had this summer was great. Like, this is an experience of a lifetime that you had with the breakthrough series, the area code, and whatnot. You must have had a great time for sure.
Yeah, it was big. I know, like, I love touching that topic right there because, like, I don't think I was always a favorite. I didn't always throw the ball hard. Like, I hear kids now like, can you give me tips on velocity? I'm 14. I throw 86. I'm like, dude, I didn't throw 86 till last year, or sophomore year, getting into junior year. So it's like I wasn't always a fan. I wasn't the kid that people would look at, like you said, and a lot of people didn't trust in the process, but I had a coach, Al Ruiz, who actually did trust in the process, and he worked with me and told me how good I could be, and he was that father figure I never had, So, it's something that, like, once I started throwing hard and stuff like that, and I started putting it together, my name started ringing bells, and you're absolutely right. I feel like this last season, I took off completely. I feel like it was a big summer for me, and all of high school, freshman, sophomore, and then until that junior year summer, that was the goal right there. That once time comes, that it's time to show what I got, I have to be ready for that. And I feel like I'd say I did a pretty good job at it.
Yeah, and I think with you, it goes far beyond the talent because you're such a likable person. Like you said it, anytime someone has a question to ask, like, you're always there to answer. You're very sociable. You like to talk to people, and you're very positive. And I like this picture right here with Metro Scout Day, and you can see all the scouts from college coaches in the background as you're pitching live. And when I was there too, I was networking with a lot of scouts and a lot of coaches, and when your name was being brought up and they were asking about you, I was like, hey, listen, a lot of potential, but if you get this kid, you're not just getting a baseball player, you're getting like a leader, you're getting someone who's going to be fan friendly, good for the community, a good role model, and that's who you really are, bro. And I think that goes far beyond your talents. It's just your personality. I think is A1, one of a kind for sure.
Thank you. I get my personality from Mom. My mom has always been a people's person. I don't see my mom like give money and food to the homeless, so she taught me to give. My mom always said that if you give, you will get, and if you give, you receive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so I have no pride. That's why I do a lot of community work, and I go to the schools, and I talk to the kids, because that's what I was taught. Like it doesn't hurt me at all. I don't get up out of bed like, oh, I had to go do that. I choose to go do that. I came back from Arizona, didn't have school the next day. I was tired, yes, on the flight and stuff, but I still got up the next morning and went to go visit the school. I like doing stuff like that. I do it because I want to,
Yeah, and I think that's what it takes to get to the next level. Is like, some people, unfortunately, they don't love the grind. You know what I'm saying? They don't fall in love with the process. It's just they say they want to get to a certain point, but it's just you can't just say something and it's gonna happen. You really this it's just there's no secret to success. It's hard work, and you were doing that. So my question to you as we're looking at this Metro Scout Day, I want to create like a timeline and like when do you think like things really started clicking for you? In regards to like maybe your pitching approach, whether it's the not even so much we can even ignore velocity right now. It's just when did it start clicking? When did you start saying, "Damn man, like I really have a shot at this. Like I really
definitely started clicking. So me and Al worked hard. Sophomore year from fall to the summer, and that fall there was also a tryout for the to be able to get into that MLB develops thing that I do, and I tried out. Found out a couple months later that I made it. So Al was getting me ready for that big day. Once I left, getting me ready. I get down there, and like you said, like velocity wasn't a factor. There were guys there going to Vanderbilt, Tennessee. So these guys are over there pumping 90, the same age as me, and I'm 84, 85. But one thing I did have was the movement, and I had Flash Gordon out there helping me. D. Gordon's father, they were the Yankees. I had LaTroy Hawkins out there helping me, Marvin Freeman, So, and I had Patrick Mahomes as well helping me out there. So it wasn't really until I went to that I knew how to play. I always, I threw strikes. I was always in the zone. But once I went out there, they gave me the different mindset. They told us that they're gonna train us to be big leaguers at a young age. This is stuff that they were telling us. So they were giving us concepts and different pitching scenarios and things, and picking our brains and forcing us to answer questions until I actually started thinking like one of them. I started putting myself in their mind and applying the stuff that they were teaching me. I would say that junior year, definitely from that sophomore summer to junior year. So I went down there for the first time my sophomore year summer. So the year that I'm about to be a junior year at the summer in July. And July was the first time I went there. So July of my sophomore year.
So I always say that, man. Like I wish when I was playing, there was a lot of things like the Breakthrough series and the Pipeline. So can you, for someone that wants to be in your shoes, how do those things work? Like how can you sign up for the Breakthrough series or the Pipeline if they could try out? How does that work?
All right. So the man who works here in New York with MLB Develops, his name is Kendu Jones.
Yeah, Kendu Jones. He's the man. He is the man.
He is the absolute man. He's like not easy. He's not hard to find on social media. So they hold a tryout here. Now I'm not sure how that's working, being into the situation we're in, but they hold a tryout here around this time actually, and you will go out there, showcase your skills. They hold one in Brooklyn, and they hold one here at Roberto Clemente State Park, and then you will get out there and try out for that, and then they will contact you if you made the team or not, and then from there they take care of you, man. They take really good care of you.
So what is I know like the Breakthrough series has a meaning, right? They're trying to give. Is it inner city kids or is this minority kids or what is it?
They're trying to get minority kids or kids in general. They're trying to eliminate the pay to play stuff. A lot of organizations and a lot of people are making kids that pay for like exposure and stuff like that. So they're trying to eliminate that because what happens to the kids that don't have it but are really good.
Yeah.
Always hear these like good athletes have stories of like someone there, they came from poverty, right? Like you see athletes come from poverty and a miracle, like they had somebody come in their life and help them out. So you always hear those stories, but what about the guys that don't have nobody there to help them out? You know what I'm saying? So what about the guys that don't have it? They don't come from anything. Like how will they be seen? They deserve to be seen as well. So that's their biggest one. They're trying to eliminate that and let the kids play for free, and get the right exposure. Because some kids are out here paying a lot of money and stuff to get put into these showcases and stuff like that. When some of these showcases are like raising money for like the bigger event or not really putting every average guy that walks in is just a number. Now the guy who threw 90 or plus, they're above average. So now they're like, all right, this is the guy that we can have to send out. The other guys just fall into like lost files. You get what I'm saying? So that's what they're trying to eliminate.
Yeah, I love the Breakthrough series. I know I was able to meet Kendu Jones a couple of summers ago with the play ball stuff. With Castle Hill in the Little League, with Grand Slam too. I know you played for Grand Slam when you were younger, and I was able to meet with him. And I actually went to the commissioner's office, and same thing with the play ball initiatives. And then I was able to meet with him, and I spoke to him about you a little bit. And he's the man. He lives and dies by that program, and he really tries to give a lot of kids, opportunities that, like I said, try to avoid that pay to play. Try to give as many kids opportunities to gain exposure. So I have these pictures here, and I think this is not a lot of people get to meet the people you met this summer. So was this from Breakthrough or a lot of the pipeline
This is
stuff?
all what the MLB develops right here. This is all. Yep, all of that.
There's Griffey, you got Archer, you got Jeter, and
Yep.
then you won the sportsmanship award, right?
Say again? Yeah, I won the sportsmanship award. It stood for being a leader. I was the guy who tell guys hustle up. I was the guy who would break it down at the end of all of our meetings and stuff like that. So I love those. I love the guys there. I love the coaches there. I love everyone there. Like they really helped me come out of my nutshell. They really helped me get out there and become the worker I am today.
No, yeah, I remember seeing your stories and your posts. In fact, working for Trackman, I was trying to follow anytime that you were able to play. I was trying to follow what was going on. So look who it is right here. Just a quick little hello. Hey.
My man.
So yeah, they do a really good job with that. So I wanted to bring you. You also had an opportunity to play in the area code. How does that work? How is that a little bit different from things like the Breakthrough or the MLB Pipeline? How is that a little bit different?
Yeah, that's way different. In order to get I'm gonna tell you a story with this. So this is how it works. In order to get there, pro scouts have to recommend you, and I'm pretty sure it has to be multiple, not just one. I'm almost certain. Or let's just say a pro scout has to recommend you to the trial if they think you're a pro caliber. Because the main event in California, Long Beach, California, is 450 plus scouts. I think every scout in the world was there. They were just all out there. So that's the way where a pro scout has to recommend you, from seeing you play and stuff like that. But I actually made the area code team because of the tryout. I got cut at the tryout, and they didn't pick me. But then I went to go pitch in Georgia, and I had a perfect game through 5. And this is what I'm saying. You see, when I was at the area code event, there were guys there, 97, things like that, lighting up the radar gun. They made the team. I didn't make it. I was 91 or something like that. But then I went down to Georgia, and I pitched a perfect game. I remember my coach, LaTroy Hawkins, came down there to come watch to Georgia. He was around the area, so he stopped by. I had a perfect game through 5 innings, 90, 92, I believe, 89, 92. And the two seams working well, the changes working well, the breaking balls working well. And then I made it after that game. One of the scouts that were at the area code tryout, I happened to be at that game as well. It was Ty Blankmeyer with the Milwaukee Brewers. He happened to be there as well. So he's like, want to play for the area code team? I was like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's your personality is going to take you so far. Then, of course you have the talent. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to just invite any nice guy, but it's just your personality is so likable that it's definitely going to give you that little small edge over a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole point of development is taking someone that they have potential, and then hopefully an organization could develop you fully. Until you get so your velocity could get up. And there's a lot. You said it yourself. There's a lot you have left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? You could gain a lot more muscle. You could gain a lot more mass. So it's just a scary thought. You have a live arm. You throw a live fastball. Nothing you throw is straight. So now imagine once you reach that peak where you gain a little bit more mass. It's going to be a scary scene for sure. So the next thing I want to show you, I'm not sure where. I believe one of these is a breakthrough, and the next one is an area code. Do you remember these innings? Do you remember this trip?
Yep, I remember. One of them is this was the game in Fort Myers. No, it was in Fort Myers, and that was the Jupiter tournament. Jupiter. That game, after I went 2 innings, 5 strikeouts, I believe 1 walk, and it was a breakthrough. So it was a really good team as well. I started that game. I did pretty good. Didn't allow runs, anything, and then the bottom one was with the New York Yankees at Fenway Park. That was the rivalry classic at Fenway Park. I did really good there as well. It was a wonderful experience, And one of them, in the breakthrough one, I'm being coached by Jerry Manning, who coached Jose Reyes and all these big dogs.
Yep.
And then the other one, I'm in the Yankee jersey, playing where my favorite pitcher played, Pedro Martinez. He pitched there. I'm just soaking that all in. I have a lot to be grateful for because of baseball, man. It provided a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that I love from the game so much was when I was playing and when I was traveling, I was able to travel just because of baseball. I was able to meet a lot of new good people. Make a lot of new friends from all over the world. All over the country with baseball. It provided me an outlet to like travel and see things that I felt like I was never gonna see. So the fact that like who knows like when who though like have you ever visited Fenway? Have you ever visited Fenway? Nah.
Nope, not
Your
for
first
that.
and think about it. Your first time there, you were on the mound. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's big, man.
Your
That was
your
very
first
big.
time there, you're on the mound. So I want to bring up this picture too. So you got three studs here. You got yourself, you got Danny Corona, you got Alex Santos, and just that side alone. You guys are kind of like the same thing, man. You guys got great personalities. You guys are absolute hard workers. So it was really good to see you amongst those guys because I felt like you definitely belong amongst those guys. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it was a really good sight to see what was going on this summer.
Yep. That right there, that picture makes me very happy. Like three New York guys, inner city guys. We have one goal, we have one dream. Everything, like stuff like that is the reason why we play baseball in the first place. So just to get invited to those prestigious events is just like like I'm pretty sure everybody who made the team is happy. But I know us three were really happy. Not a lot of people get the opportunity back here.
Yeah, and it's like so important because like you said, inner city kids. It's like once someone can see someone like, oh man, this guy's from the Bronx, he's from the city. He's just like me. If he could do it, like I believe that I can do it also. And I think that's the biggest thing, especially when it comes from you, is like you can tell a stories like, listen, man, like just a couple of years ago, like I wasn't even here, but I was grinding and then look at me now, like I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? It's not that like I woke up like that. It's not like one day I just woke up. Like you actually grinded for the position you are now. And I think like you're a prime example of that for sure. So then, my other video I want to see, it's this is your middle school right here, right?
Let's see, it's coming up. Yup, that's my middle school.
Yeah, and what's going on here?
I walked into one of the classrooms to say hi to one of my teachers that told me there, Mr. Lopez. Like, he's another guy who was on top of my case, and in fifth grade, sixth grade, I'm like, man, that teacher's annoying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was bigger than just him being annoying. It was life. He was disciplining me. He was teaching me how to become a young man. So now when I walk into the classroom, kid just gets up. His name is Joshua, and he just looks at me. I'm thinking he's looking at the director behind me, Mr. DeSimone, which is another big figure in my life. And he starts walking like towards that direction. I'm still not like know what's going on. And then the kid like gives me a hug in the classroom and starts crying. So Mr. DeSimone telling him to step out. And then like the kid didn't let go, man. That day right there was very special for me. Like just to see that I have that much of an influence. I didn't know I was that big of an influence. I had guys text me, some big leaguers text me like, dude, I don't think a kid has cried to see me yet.
Yeah.
So, just to know that the stuff that I do, like, around the community and stuff like that, means that much. As like someone of that age, like, I can stop playing baseball tomorrow. I'll be happy, like, I'll be happy with what I've done. So.
Yeah, man, and like you carry that weight well. You know what I'm saying? Like you understand that, and you're starting to see that now, and I can see how like you're carrying yourself. Like I said, like I knew you when you were a freshman in high school, so like the maturity is there. You know what I'm saying? The difference and how you evolve, it's definitely there, and I can see how you carry it, and you kind of like wear it with a chip on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you see this video like that, like you said it, like there's a lot of athletes out there that kids don't cry for. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell that he was very happy to see you and obviously emotional about it. So you got to definitely wear that on your chest, and you got to do it for a lot of people looking up to you for sure. So who I have here, when it comes up, you let me know. Tell me who these people are. If it pops up.
That right there is the key to my life right there, man. Those two women right there are everything I need right there. That's my mom and my grandma. They raised me. I never had a dad in my life. They raised me. My mom had me young at 17. My grandmother was my mom. Basically, I lived with my grandma. My mom would go to work, trying to support me. Lived in the projects on Webster. And those are my stones right there. Those are my diamonds. Those are my gems right there.
Yeah. And you also have siblings, right?
Yep, I have 3 siblings.
Yeah, I know your mom. Your mom is, obviously like your biggest fan, but it's not so much about her being your mom. It's like the support that she gives you. You know, what I'm saying, I see her like on IG. She's always posting you and your siblings, and she's always saying how proud she is about you. And like I think every parent would be proud if like you were their son. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You do good in school. You contribute to the community in your school. Obviously, you excel as an athlete. You're very respectable, and that's key, man. And it's hard, man. Growing up without a father is definitely hard, but you're rising. You rose against adversity, and you're here now where it's definitely not easy. A lot of kids in your shoes, without that father figure, kind of veer left, and it's like your mom and your grandma just put it all on their back and just build a really good, responsible person. Not even so much a player, just a person. So I got right here something that we definitely do have in common besides baseball. We both have Huskies, and I think
That's my baby.
I think they both have the same name. What do you call it? Luna?
Luna, yeah, that's right.
Luna. What made you get this Husky?
That's my baby right there, man. I was gonna get a black and white one, and she was a gift to me. I was gonna get a black and white one, and my mom was just like, no, that one right there. My ex-girlfriend was just like, wow, no, that one. And I was like, fine, we'll get it. I didn't really want it, but now it's like, I love that little thing, man. I love that dog so much.
Nah, yeah, bro. Dogs are the best. It's like I believe like once you walk through your house, I guarantee you she's like the first thing greeting you.
She greets me right away, jumps on me, barking, happy to see me, tail waggling like never before.
Nah, yeah, man, dogs are the best. We definitely gotta meet up for a play date with both our dogs.
Oh yeah, we got to.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sleeping. That's my alarm every day, man.
Same here, bro.
Randy gets up at 7 p.m. My alarm is at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Jumping on me, pulling my blanket off me. He's interesting.
Nah, yeah, they're characters, bro. But like they're the best dogs for sure. It's like they're almost like human beings. Like my girl is big. She's almost like 70 pounds around there already. She's big, but she's just turned 2. But she's a big baby. Like she wants people to like pet her all the time. She wants all the attention, but they're so loving, and that's something like to always. It feels good, you know what I'm saying, to go home and that's the first thing that's always showing you love, no matter what, is your dog.
Yep.
They say the man's best friend, for sure.
Yep.
So I got right here video coming up next, and I wanted to ask you, man, what do you think? You think you could, if your name doesn't get called in June, you go to St. John? What do you think? You might be a shooting guard for there. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna be shooting guard small forward at St. John. Johnny's basketball. I'm coming.
Yeah. I see you in exports, bro. Put it balling up in exports.
You see me dunking.
I see you. I see you 100%, man. And that's I think that's key, bro, because it's like you're an athlete. You know what I'm saying? You're an athlete, and people gotta see that for sure. It's like it's more than just the game of baseball. It's like you can do it all. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely an athlete. That's cool. I always said, man. I always remember my freshman year of college. We had like an icebreaker, and they were like, "What's your goal before graduating?" I was like, "I want to dunk," but I'm 5'6", and I was like, "Dude, I don't even know how many squats I got to do to dunk, man." But you're blessed. You're like the opposite. You're 6'4", so. I like this picture too. This picture's coming up, man. I think this is pretty much like to explain your career as an amateur baseball is that you have a lot of people backing you up. And is this picture right here with your whole team, behind you on signing day. And I'm pretty sure all these guys, man, I'm sure these guys are probably your biggest fans for sure. They're with you all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They see it. They're with you all the time. They see the grind. They see what you're doing.
I think that was one of my main things that I'm blessed with. I was able to have a great support system. And not everybody has support system. There's people that lost both their parents and, foster homes. And me, like, sometimes we take it for granted, as humans. But I'm grateful, man. I had a big support system. I have a big support team, and I'm grateful for them to push me as teammates, friends, from teammates and friends to teachers, family members, friends, like, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate that this happened. The virus came along, the pandemic, and unfortunately, like the spring season was canceled. But Like, tell me a little bit how much this team meant to you for sure. I mean, you told me since day one you were gonna go to Hayes without a doubt. There was not one other school in your mind.
Yeah.
So I definitely read your post and I saw that. Of course, like every senior around the globe is definitely impacted by this. But how much did this team mean to you for sure?
That team meant a lot to me, man. I shed tears writing that post, on Instagram about how like Roche outlet, me like leaving Hayes, like around school, like a lot of guys, the younger guys looked up to me as like a older brother and stuff. And guys, people ask me questions all the time. Like guys in the team will ask me questions, and I like I'm not just gonna brush you up and tell you, oh, try out. I'm gonna like I like giving people like information and details. I like talking to people, because like that's what was done for me. Like like I don't think I would be where I'm at if somebody just told me, oh, go to a perfect game showcase and not guide me through it. So I like guiding my guys through it. And I feel like that's why me and them like get along so well. Like I don't brush them off. I don't think I'm any better. We're all equivalent on the team. I tell them if you're late, I was a team captain, so I tell them like if you're late, you're 5 to 10 extra laps or whatever. And same thing for me. If I'm late, I'll get right to it. And you guys something. You know what I'm saying? So that we're always. That's the reason why me and them get along so well. I'm gonna miss those guys, man.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're gonna miss you too, bro. I mean, like without a doubt, I think you're a leader. You're a leader everywhere you go, man. You just have some people just have that. You know what I'm saying? Some people just have that personality where wherever they go, they just the natural leaders. And I definitely seen that vibe. Not only just playing against you guys, but watching you play and watching them play and how how they respected you and the vibe they got from you. And it's kind of like the energy they brought off of you. So
yeah, I'm glad that I was able to share the time with them. Like some of my best buddies, off the field, like on the field, like it's completely different. Strictly baseball. Like, I remember grabbing some of my buddies by the shirt and telling them like to snap out of it, and, like getting real aggressive and stuff like that. And it's still in the back of our mind, like we know we're brothers and we know we're doing it for the best. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I love those guys, man. Yep.
yeah, man. And I think if there's any coming from Hayes, man, can you attribute any of like your success or any development towards like the coaching staff and what are some things that Hayes kind of built inside you?
He's definitely built a lot of character, volunteering wise and stuff. Like, every Thanksgiving we did a food drive, and we went to go give out turkeys at a church in Harlem. My coach did a lot for me as well, as far as like trying to contact schools and he was like very cooperative. Like when college coaches called him, and when MLB coach when MLB scouts called him and stuff like that, so like he helped me through the process as well. Hayes definitely built, and Hayes, they're big on discipline. We have 3 deans. You get detention for, having your shirt untucked or your ties too loose. So they definitely have helped build character too.
So what's one thing, if just to wrap it up over here, what's one thing you can tell someone? What would you tell yourself when you were in 8th grade or when you were younger? What's a message? What's something you can tell the people about anything, pretty much?
Be open to all information. I don't learn lessons from guys who I thought they were not talking, like didn't have any idea what they're talking about. Like nowadays we're in a world where some people have more followers than this, and this coach has more followers than this coach and stuff, and things like that. But just be open to a lot of information. I for me personally, I like to dress like a ball player, act like a like a baseball player, live like a ball player, sleep like I like to be a baseball player everywhere I go, just not on the field. You know what I'm saying? So I carry myself that way. So for you guys who want to, get somewhere with baseball, you gotta really want it. You know what I'm saying? From on the field to the minute you get off. Like, I remember like little things like some guys would take their pants off at the baseball field and change into shorts. I would wait till I get to the hotel. Like little things like that. Like just be a ball player. If you wanna be a professional baseball player, be a young one. Grow with baseball. Baseball has a lot to teach you. Like how are you gonna learn how to be scared of the ball? You never got hit by how are you gonna learn how not to be scared of the baseball if you never got hit by it? You're gonna have to get hit hard sometimes and like that. So just enjoy the process, man. Let baseball grow with you and want things. Go get it.
Yeah, and I think that's everything in life. You know what I'm saying? If you want something, you got to go get it. You can't just keep on talking about it. You really got to put it to the action. And you said it best, man. I that's one thing I always preach. And I think a lot of my friends, my talented friends, I had a lot of guys that I was fortunate enough to play good travel ball with. I think we all kind of had the same mindset. Like we were baseball players on and off the field. We were trying to be professional players before we even reached that level. So that's definitely key. And it's like I always tell people, man, you really never know who's watching. It's more important in baseball because you never know. Next thing you know, you're long tossing and this guy approaches you and like he sees you throw a ball, and then next thing you know, you're in an area code game. You know what I'm saying? You're in a breakthrough series and all that stuff, and you're getting these opportunities. So that's one thing is that people take for granted. Like you never know who's watching, man. Take every rep like it's your last. Take every swing like it's your last. Every sprint, you really got to do it like it's your last, man. And that's gonna make the difference, for sure.
I would tell my guys, Ryan, that like the guys on the team, I would tell them like, St. John's gonna be there today, or this many scouts are gonna be there today. And they were like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "No, like you don't know what that means. Like they're not just here watching me throw the baseball. 9 of us share the field together at the same time. If you make a nice play, you go 4 for 4. They're watching that stuff. They're not just watching me. I'm a pitcher, so they don't just watch me go out there, throw 3 strikes, go on their phone. I come back out. They're watching the baseball game. So exactly, you never know who's watching. You never know who you're playing against. You know what I'm saying? So just play hard every time you're out there.
No, yeah, bro. I mean, that's pretty much what I have for you, man. And it's like, I could say it 100 times, bro, but like it was really great to see where you become. I always say only time can tell. Only time would tell. And time told, man. And you're about to, if your name doesn't get called in June, you're gonna go to St. John's University, and it's a great school, and they're gonna have a great player, a great leader. And I think pro teams should see this too. It's not just, they're not just getting a talented player. They're gonna get someone who's really gonna contribute the community, really contribute to the ball club. And I've always been one of your biggest fans, bro. And to this day, man, whatever you need, I always tell you, hit me up. Whatever way I can help you, man, I'm always around, man. So I really wish you the best, bro. I really wish you the best.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it, my man.
All right, bro. Take care.
All right, you got it. Peace.